I first saw this play in back in Tampa. There's the Heather Theater, which I believe just announced that they were closing their doors. But they had shows there, and this was one of them that I happened to catch, and it was a life-changing play. It takes something very familiar and kind of transforms it into something new. I mean, like I think we all have a sense of who Martin Luther King is from what we've been taught in schools and stuff. But to see this show, I thought was kind of like, oh, that's a man. That's like a person with like who's just trying. And so um, when I got a copy of the script, I was doing. We have a play reading group with a few people at the Pack Theater, and we recently read this one, and Mirage was kind enough to read with us. And again, seeing it again and seeing Mirage do it, my life was changed again, if that makes sense. Where it's just it it's time. It's so timely, but it's also very. Um, I can't really even describe it. I will say this: one thing I love about theater is just the idea that actors can take on the same roles and interpret them as and make it their own, bring their own personal lives to it. And I think this play is so well constructed that like not only does it humanize these like iconic figures, but it also gives performers the opportunity to become something um, a little larger than life. So the show, I think, is is fantastic. And uh, an interesting thing that I shared with the actors, but Katori Hall's mother actually had the opportunity to see Martin Luther King speak to the sanitation workers before he was assassinated, and it was his last speech. And Katori Hall's mother was going to go see the speech, but her grandmother forbade her from going to the church, insisting that that you know that they're going to bomb that church, so you are absolutely not going. And so it was one of Katori Hall's mother's regrets that she didn't get to see that speech. And so when Katori Hall wrote this play, she named the maid who works at the hotel where Martin Luther King's staying, Camae, after her mother, which I think goes to show that this play is both timely and important for like everyone, like on a societal scale, but it's also deeply personal. It's in the same sense that like it's an opportunity for actors too, I think, to play these characters that are larger than life, and at the same time humanizing these iconic figures, and it creates something I think very magical to see these performers uh,
Absolutely.
get to do this. But I'm very excited to be a part of this. Thank you, Marsh.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm thrilled, and you're amazing. So, I wanted to introduce the actors. We have Jason Kelley, who is a very well known actor, joined as the role of Dr. King, and we have Nikki Roberts, who is joining as the role of Camae. She's also amazing. And so I'm really thankful and grateful to all three of you for being a part of this. And I will let you begin with this reading of The Mountaintop.
All right, let's start. The Mountaintop by Katori Hall. Lights up. Night, April 3rd, 1968. Room 306, the Lorraine Motel, Memphis, Tennessee. The outside street lights project the shadows of rain sliding down a pane onto the walls. The motel room door creaks open. The rain pours outside. Enter Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., tired, overwrought, wet. He is ready to take his shoes off and crawl into bed. He coughs. He is hoarse. He stands in the doorway, the red and yellow motel sign casting a glow onto his face. He yells out of the door into the stormy night.
Abernathy, get me a pack of Pall Malls when you go. No, 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 I said Pall Malls. I don't like those Winstons you smoke. You can call me Sadiddy all you like. I want me a Pall Mall. Pall Malls, man. Don't be cheap. Be back soon, man. I'm wanting one bad. That's right. That's right.
He closes the door. He locks the deadbolt. Click. He chains the door. Rattle. Then he pulls the curtain tight over the window. He walks around in the darkness, but he knows the lay of the room well. He turns on a lone lamp that instantly illuminates the room. Water stains pockmark the walls. Bright orange and fading brown 60s decor accent the room. The carpet is the color of bile. He loosens his tie, unbuttons his shirt, coughs. An open briefcase lies on one of the two full beds, covered with rumpled peach sheets. He picks up his sermon papers from the bed, reading.
Why is America going to hell?
He goes into the bathroom.
Why America is going to hell?
We hear him urinate. He flushes the toilet. He walks back into the room.
They really gonna burn me on the cross for that one.
He turns on a lone lamp that instantly illuminates the room.
What shall I say? What shall I say?
He goes to the black rotary phone on the nightstand between the beds. He dials.
America, America.
He stops. In complete silence, unscrews the receiver, checks the phone for bugs. None there. Screws the receiver back. Checks the nightstand. None there. Sighs. Dials again.
Room service? There's not any more room service tonight? When did it stop? Last week. We were here last week and all y'all were still serving room service till midnight. Been always able to get me a cup of coffee when I wanted. Needed it. Pardon? I just want a cup of coffee. One cup? Thank you. Got to do some work before I go to bed. You can bring it on up to room 306. Yes, we call it the King Abernathy Suite too. I appreciate. We thank you for your prayers, sir. No, we're not going to stop. These sanitation workers are going to get their due. I'm here to make sure of that. Yes, sir. My autograph, sir. I don't give those out. I only give thanks. Sorry, sir. Yes, it'll be right up. 5 minutes. Thank you kindly. Kindly.
He hangs up. He gives the phone a "what the fuck was that about" look.
America, America, my country 'tis of thee.
He begins to take off his shoes.
My country who doles out constant misery.
He smells them.
Whew. Sweet Jesus, I got marching feet and we ain't even marched yet.
He throws them down. He turns the rifle through his suitcase.
Shit, she forgot to pack my toothbrush again.
He dials on the rotary phone, singing to himself.
Corey, pick up. Corey, pick up. Corey, 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 pick up.
She doesn't. He puts the phone down.
My country who doles out constant misery. War abroad, then war in your streets. Arrogant America. What shall I do with...
He throws himself back on the bed. There is a knock at the door. He rushes to go and answer. He undoes the deadbolt, then the chain.
Reverend, about time. The store ain't but down the street.
Enter Camae, a beautiful young maid. She stands in the doorway, one hand holding a newspaper over her head to catch the rain, the other balancing a tray with a cup of coffee.
Room service, sir?
That was fast.
Well, I've been called Quick and Camae before.
He is taken aback, stunned by her beauty. She waits and waits and waits. He snaps out of it.
Where are my manners? Can I come in? You can come in. Come on in.
He steps aside. She walks in, dripping over everything.
But where would you like me to put this?
On the table over there.
She sets the tray on the downstage table, bending slightly at the waist. King appreciates his view. Beat. She looks back. He looks away.
How much is that gonna cost?
Well, folks down here say it's on the house for you. It's like this your house, they say. So you gotta pay him, but you can pay me a tip for getting my pressing curl wet in this rain.
She holds out her hand. He smiles and pulls money from his billfold.
You knew.
First day, sir.
That's why I haven't seen you before. Stayed here plenty of times, but I've never seen your face.
Well, I done for sure seen your face.
Oh, have you?
Of course. On TV down at Woolworth, you're like the Beatles.
I wish folks would listen to me like they listen to the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. Specifically white folks. Well, it sounds like you need some tea and not no coffee. You gotta
Just done got to getting a horse, shouting.
and all that carrying on.
No, not carrying on. Testifying.
You know, it's a shame I didn't get to see you tonight. I heard you carried on a storm up at that Mason Temple.
How you know?
Well, Negro talk strike faster than lightning. They say folks is all crying, singing. I would have liked to have seen that, you know, something to tell my children. When I was nothing but a little old chickadee, Dr. Martin Luther King was cutting up in the pulpit. I bet that was something to see.
King goes to peek out the window.
Wish it had been more folks there.
Well, how many was there?
A couple thousand.
Well, honey, that's a lot.
Could have been more, in my humble opinion.
But it was storming. Tornadoes and all that get out. You can't get no Negro folks out in no rain like this.
And why is that?
Well, you know, but it was, all right. Well, God will strike you down if you move around too much. That's what my mama used to say. When it's storm like this, my mama say, be still. But I think she just wanted us children to sit out, you know, and sit down somewhere because the lightning spooked her nerves so bad. Personally, I just, you know, think God be acting up.
Do he? Is that why you didn't come?
No, it was my first day here at work. Wanted to come in early.
Well, I can't blame folks. Shoot, I almost didn't go.
What?
Ain't been feeling too good.
Oh, you a little sick?
You could say that. Personally, I don't think God's what kept folks in their houses tonight. Folks just don't care.
Folks afraid of getting blown up. Churches ain't even safe.
Thunder and lightning. Boom, boom, crackle. King jumps like.
What?
Sure.
Beat. She goes stage left. She checks the bathroom, takes some wet towels out and slings them across her shoulder.
You need anything else before I go?
Actually, if you got a cigarette.
Cigarettes and coffee? That ain't a diet befitting of a preacher.
Judge not, and ye shall not be judged.
Honey, here's that. I guess if you was at home, you'd eating, right?
I suppose.
What you miss the most that she makes?
Her egg sandwiches.
I like them too. Make one every day for myself.
She pulls out a pack of cigarettes, offers him one. He takes it gladly, looks at it closely. Staring her down, he puts it in his mouth. She takes out a lighter, lights it for him.
Not too many women running around smoking Pall Malls. Impressive.
Why? My daddy smoked Pall Malls. That cools will kill you.
Have yourself one.
What?
Smoke one with me.
Oh, no, Preacher King. You about to have my boss up after me? I don't know what the rules is yet. Don't know where to put the dark corner. You know, hide and smoke my Pall Malls. Don't even know which rooms to lay my head for a quick nap.
What about this one?
Last folk up in here was doing the hoochie coochie for pay. I wouldn't lay down in the bed if I was you.
So, what kind of rules does a little lady like you break?
None that involve no preacher, I tells you that.
Everybody should break a rule every now and then.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, but not tonight. Not tonight.
Have one with me. They're not going to come looking for you.
You don't get caught kidnapping me like this.
Just one. Until my friend come back with my pack.
She sighs. She takes a cigarette out and lights it, inhales, lets it all out. They look at each other.
You sure do try hard at it.
Well, you're pretty.
I know. Even my uncle couldn't help himself. Yeah. You having fun tonight?
Fun.
It gotta be fun. Otherwise you wouldn't do it, right?
Not any fun in this.
It sounds like grand fun to me. Standing up there in the middle of them great big old churches, people clapping for you, falling out. Must be motherfucking grand to mean so much to somebody. Shit. Goddamn, must be grand. I don't want a thread to sort my mouth here. I'm just cussing up all in front of you. Dr. King, I use curse words like a sailor with a clap. I'm going to hell just for cussing in front of you. Straight to hell.
No, ma'am. According to your face, you done fell straight from heaven.
King sips his coffee.
Oh, you a little pulpit poet.
I likes you too.
The phone rings.
Excuse me.
Well, I'll just be on my way.
He motions for her to stay, then puts on his king voice.
Dr. King here. Oh, Corey. Yes, I did call. You did pick up. Oh, you were at a meeting. Oh, it went fine. Not as many people there, but it was enough. I am getting hoarse. I know, yes. I'm drinking my tea. I'm drinking tea right now.
He looks at Camae, who snickers. He motions for her to be quiet.
You know, you forgot to pack my toothbrush. Yep. I'll just get another one in the morning. Don't worry, darling. You can't remember everything. Or did they call? What'd they say this time? Ugly voices. You worried? I'm not.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette.
The children asleep. Oh, she's still up. She shouldn't be up so late past midnight. Oh, she can't sleep. Well, let me talk to her. Hey, it's Paul. What Paul say? You have to listen to your ma when Paul's not there. Yes? You having trouble sleeping? Me too. Sometime. You know what's in no time. It makes everything real peaceful. You promise you gonna be good? Okay. Let Paul speak to your mom. Oh, she's in the bathroom now. Just tell Yolanda and the boys, Paul, see him when I get back. Tell them I love her. Good night, Bernice.
He hangs up the phone.
You shouldn't lie like that
Like what?
about drinking tea. Lying tale.
Coffee can't cure a cold, can it?
Coffee with some whiskey in it can.
She pulls out a flask and casts a dollop into his cup.
This is what the Irish call cough syrup. Beautiful, your wife. I seen her on TV down at World War II. Loretta Scott King.
Mrs. King.
Oh, yes. Mrs. King.
He drinks his coffee.
The color of coffee with a lot of milk and a lot of sugar. Just how I like it.
Well, I likes my coffee black and bitter.
He looks at the name tag on her chest.
Carrie Mae. That's not what you said earlier.
Oh, sure, and it. Call me Camae.
Carrie Mae.
No. Camae. Camae.
Doesn't make any sense.
You do. Say it with me. Camae.
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 Right. That's right. There you go. Sounds good coming out your mouth.
A lot of things do.
Oh, sure do.
Sure do.
Well, you asked me for if you need anything else. I'll just pick up the phone and just give me a call. Give me a holler. The switchboard man will come get me.
I can ask for you especially.
Well, if it's me you want.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Camae slowly makes her way to the door. She looks back to him, smiles. She then opens the door. The storm has gathered more fury outside. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Can I ask you a question before you go? And you promise to answer me open and honest.
Depending on what the question is.
You won't think me less of a man if I ask.
I might.
I've been needing a woman's perspective on this.
Like I say, it depends on the question.
She closes the door.
Do you think I should shave off my mustache?
Yes, I was just saying that to myself just then. He looks so damn ugly with that mustache.
Really?
No, I thought you was going to ask me about something more important than that.
Well, that is important. My physical appearance is important to the people.
Go on somewhere with that.
I'm serious now. Tell me the truth. Mustache? No mustache.
He covers his mustache with his hand, then uncovers and covers again.
Mustache? No mustache. Mustache? No mustache.
Where's that man with your Paul Mall so you can stop asking me great questions?
I don't know where Ralph is. I just thought I'd get a woman's opinion.
Or have you asked your wife?
No.
Well, ask her then. You're the one supposed to make them kind of decisions anyway.
King goes to the mirror downstage and peers at his face.
Just trying to shave off some years. I done got to looking old.
Okay. You look older in person. When women get older, they get ugly. When men get older, they get handsome. Wrinkles look good on a man. When they got some money to go with their wrinkles.
Women do like men with wrinkles, don't they?
But I don't. I like them young and wild, like me.
Like you.
Yes, Preacher King.
I used to be young and wild myself.
You're a preacher. That's part of y'all's job requirement. How you know what you ain't supposed to do if you ain't done it yourself? Folks won't listen to you otherwise. That's why I call work experience. More than qualify you for the position.
And what qualify you to be a maid?
Well, I'm better at cleaning up other folks' messes than my own. I was called to do this.
Well, I think I was too.
King sees that his cigarette is gone.
Can I have another one?
You ain't gonna leave me here to work through the night with nothing to smoke on. All I got is a square left.
Perhaps we can share.
He moves closer to her.
Like I say, you sure try hard at it.
He holds his hand out.
Well, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
And she speaks the following as she hands him her last cigarette, lights it for him, then throws her empty pack into the trash can.
These goddamn folks got you chain smoking harder than a motherfucker. There I go. Got me to cussing again. I'm so sorry, Preacher King. I'm so sorry. I should be ashamed of myself. God gonna get me for that one too.
Don't worry. I forgive you.
Well, I'm glad somebody do.
They look at each other softly.
Well, I guess you got other folks' messes to clean up. I don't mean to keep you. Don't forget your umbrella.
He hands her the wet newspaper she had brought in.
That ain't mine. That's yours. Boss told me to bring that up for you. Sorry, I got it wet.
Well, I thank you. I thank you kindly.
He looks at the newspaper.
April 4th. How'd y'all get tomorrow's paper?
Tomorrow already here.
King challenges court restraint, vows to march. And they got it right. This Mayor Loeb calls himself not allowing these sanitation workers to march. Over my dead body. Yesterday, 2 U.S. Marshals sped across town to serve the Negro leaders with copies of the order. They found Dr. King and 4 other defendants at the Lorraine Motel.
He reads further and further.
Folks can send you flowers since they know where you stand.
That ain't the only thing they can send me. The city said it was seeking the injunction as a means of protecting Dr. King. We are fearful that in the turmoil of the moment, someone may even harm Dr. King's life. And with all the force of language we can use, we want to emphasize that we don't want that to happen. Wish the mayor had jurisdiction over airplanes, too. You know, Camae, somebody called in a bomb threat on my plane from Atlanta to Memphis. Thank God they didn't find one.
That's another day on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Civil rights kill you for them Paul Malls, Will.
I like your sense of humor. I like it. It's like mine. Morbid.
They laugh harder and harder. Boom, crickle, crack. The thunder rolls. King jumps, terribly frightened. Slightly embarrassed, laughing it off.
Whew, thought they got me.
He puts his hand over his chest. He begins to breathe hard.
You all right? You all right?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Don't tell me a grown man like you afraid of a little lightning.
No. No, that's not what I'm afraid of.
The thunder?
Yes. The sound, it sounds like a...
Fireworks?
Yes, indeed it does.
You don't be scared of a little fireworks. I love me some fireworks. Mom used to take us down to Townland Park to see the fireworks every 4th of July.
Independence Day.
That's right. Y'all bougie black folks call it Independence Day. I can't seem to quite call it that yet.
You sure is pretty, Camae.
That's about the 3rd time you done told me that.
2nd,
The first time you told me with your eyes.
you saw me.
Well, a blind man could have seen the way you was boring them holes through my clothes. Oh, you blushing?
Which is really hard for a black man to do. I'm embarrassed.
Look at shush. Just a man. If I was you, I'd be staring at me too.
Well, I guess it's your turn to forgive me.
Forgiven and forgotten.
Thank you, Camae. For the square.
I got some family from Detroit. That's what they call them up there.
So you've been to Detroit. How'd you like it?
I said I got family from up there. I ain't never say I've been up there.
Don't.
Why?
Negro folks done seem to have lost their manners up there. Like to riot and carry on.
Well, honey, I need to move up there then. Because these white folks down here about to be catching flies now the way they be acting with them Negroes these days. I need to catch the first Greyhound up there. Detroit niggas, haven't you asked me?
So, are you an honorary Panther?
Walker will only get us so far, Preacher Kane.
We're not just walking, we're marching.
Whatever it is, it ain't working.
It doesn't work when you have trifling Negroes who call themselves using a peaceful protest to get a free color television.
Now, who done did that?
Just last week, me and my men organized a march for,
Them garbage men?
yes, the sanitation workers. Must have been thousands upon thousands of people there. Thousands. Everybody from old men to teenage girls to little boys holding up signs that read, "I am a man. I am a man." Somehow they squeezed me to the front. We linked arms and the march began. "I am a man. I am a man," we shouted. Well, we hadn't walked but 1 block before we heard the sound of glass breaking. I was swept up in a tornado of arms, legs, coughing mates. I didn't want to leave those people, Camae. I didn't want to leave them, but my men pushed me into a passing car, and I looked through that back window and saw such blessed peace descend into chaos. Don't they know you can't be marching down the street, bust into store windows, and then go get your free television? We're marching for a living wage, not a damn color TV. It just gives these police an excuse to shoot innocent folks. Like that boy. That 16-year-old boy they shot last week. Larry Payne. Larry Payne. Larry Payne. I'll never forget his name. Well, we back, and we gonna do it right this time. So Larry Payne won't have died in vain.
He peeks out of the window, talking as if Camae is not there.
Where's that nigga with my pack?
Well, maybe he got stuck talking with some crazy lady in the motel room too. I'm funny. Laugh.
I'm worried. I don't want anything to happen to him. He happened upon something in the night, don't know what I'd do without him.
That's your best friend?
More loyal than a dog. He the one called me down to the church tonight, got me out of bed. Just ain't been feeling right.
Camae gazes at him softly. King shakes himself out of it.
He probably downstairs with my brother man now. Don't like to hang around me too much. I done got to being so moody nowadays. Forget about last week, Martin, he says. Forget about it. After the march, the papers called me Chicken a la King. Said I was a comic coward that leaves other people to clean up my mess. Martin Luther King.
Seems like time's been a little rough on you.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling?
He peeks out of the window.
The rain's just relentless. Looking like a monsoon in Memphis.
She looks at him somberly.
Well, God ain't gonna stop crying no time soon.
He hands her his half-smoked cigarette. Beat. She takes it. She takes the long drag between her forefinger and her thumb.
You smoke like a man.
You smoke like a fruit.
Oh, Camae, don't use those kind of words.
What? You root for the fruits?
Indeed I do. All of God's children got wings.
Well, I agrees with you on that one. But, you just ain't smoking it right.
Well, how am I supposed to smoke it?
Like it's gone out of style. Like you need it. Like you want it. That's how I smoke. Make a woman feel sexy. I bet I know why you smoke.
Why?
To feel sexy. Because you look it.
Oh, Camae, now you really making me blush. I do, though, don't I?
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Smoking. Ain't this something? Wish I could take a picture of it.
What? You with the FBI?
No. Something bigger.
She hands him back the cigarette. He smokes it like a man. He strikes a sexy pose and blows out a smoke ring. Camae pretends to snap pictures.
Oh, there you go. Just like that. Just like that. Pour harder. Harder if you want to lead the people. You gotta smoke like the people. The way the people will listen to you.
You don't think they listen?
Oh, they listen. They go out and they march. Then they get their pressing curls ruined by fire hoses. Folks done got tired though, Preacher King. Like, hey, walking won't get us so far.
Well, killing will get you hung.
Ain't nobody said nothing about no killing. Camae is always about the ass whoopings.
That's not gonna do.
Well, we need to be doing something else.
So what are we supposed to do?
Something else. Hell, I got bunions and corns for days.
Camae takes off her shoes and sits down on the bed to rub her feet.
Y'all Negroes always want to complain but never have another plan of action. You sound worse than Andy, or better yet, Jesse. Everybody can shoot holes in your ideas, but they can only come up with something else.
I got a plan, but I'm just a woman. Folks will never listen to me.
So if you were me, what would you do?
Really?
Yeah.
You know what little old me would do?
Yes.
You really want to know what I do?
Yes, I do.
Can I borrow your jacket
Sure.
and shoes?
He hands them to her. She puts them on. She stands on top of one of the beds. King looks on in awe. She steadies herself. Throughout her speech, King is her congregation, egging her on with well-timed sayings like, well, preach, or make it plain, with a King voice.
Yes, we have gathered here today to deal with a serious issue.
Wow.
It's an issue of great concern. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
It is a matter of importance more serious than my overgrown mustache.
I'll make it plain.
We deal with the white man.
Mm.
I have told you that the white man is our brother, and he should be treated as such. We teach our brother with the softest of hands. We greet our brother with the widest of smiles. We give our brother food when he is hungry, but it is hard to do this when our brother beats his fist upon our flesh.
Come on now.
Treat us with nigger and go back to Africa. When he punches us in our bellies, swelling with hunger, Abel was slain by his brother Cain. And just like the biblical times, today the white man is killing his Negro brethren, shackling his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Rising to the stars, we are bound to occupy.
Mm-hmm.
We have walked, our feet swelling with each step. We have been drowned by hoses, our dreams being washed away.
Come on now.
We have been bitten by dogs, our skin ever scarred by hatred at its height. Our godly crowns have been turned into ashtrays for white men at lunch counters across the South. To this I say, my brethren, a new day is coming.
Well.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. And today is the day that I tell you to kill the white man. But not with your hands, not with your guns, but with your mind.
Yo, come on now.
We are fighting to sit at the same counter, but why, my brothers and sisters? We should build our own counters, our own restaurants, our own neighborhoods, our own schools. The white man ain't got nothing I want. Fuck the white man. Fuck the white man. I say fuck them. I'm so sorry, Preacher King. I can't control my mouth.
Obviously, neither can I.
She steps down off the bed and begins to pull off his jacket.
Well, you asked. That's what I was saying. If I was you.
That's what you would have me say?
Why not?
Fuck the white man. I likes that. I think that'll be the title of my next sermon.
Folks ain't gonna know what to do with that.
Hey, man, fuck 'em.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Whew, they got me so tired, Camae, all this ripping and running around this entire world, and for what? For what? White folks don't seem to want to listen. Maybe you're right. Maybe the voice of violence is the only voice white folks will listen to. I'm tired of shouting and carrying on, like you say. I'm hoarse.
He grabs Camae's flask and drinks.
Sometimes I wonder where they get it from. This hatred of us. I have seen so many white people hate us. Bombing folks' homes, shooting folks, blowing up children.
Makes you scared to bring a Negro child into this world the way they're blowing them up.
Yes, Camae. They hate us so easily, and we love too much.
Last time I heard you was preaching, everybody the same. Negro folk, white folk, we all alike.
Well, at the most human level, we are all the same.
What one thing we all got in common?
We're scared, Camae. We are all scared. Scared of each other, scared of ourselves. They just scared. Scared of losing something that they've known their whole lives. Fear makes us human. We all need the same basic things. A hug, a smile,
No?
which I could use one more of. Where's that nigga with my pack?
Camae goes to the window, but can't see past the rain.
He always out there running his mouth. Worse than me sometimes. You see him?
Nah.
He'll be back. He know I don't like to be alone too long. I just wish you had another one to share, of course.
Camae pulls another pack of Pall Malls from her maid's uniform. King stands confused.
I thought you gave me your last one.
I did, but I'm a magician. I got more where that came from.
More tricks up your sleeve.
Well, as you can tell, I ain't your ordinary old maid.
Certainly not. Certainly. Not too many maids spouting off well-informed diatribes like that.
What? You think us pole folks can't talk? You think we dumb?
No, that's not what I said now.
You think you always gotta talk for us?
No, that's not what I said.
What you saying?
I'm saying that most maids don't sound like professors.
Well, let me school you, you bougie Negro. I don't need no PhD to give you some knowledge. Understand? Divinity school. You don't know who you messing with.
Well, Camae, I just like your style. Didn't mean to offend you. Just wanted to compliment you. You sang it real pretty.
Well, tell me, how are my oratorical skills? See, you ain't think I knew them words. How are my oratorical skills compared to
Mine?
Sure.
I'm better.
Oh, really now?
You made it sound real pretty now, but really, I'm better. Nobody can make pretty sound like, I know nobody can make it pretty like me. I've been doing this for years, darling. Gonna be doing it till the day I die.
It wasn't good.
For a woman, yes.
And if I was a man?
Then you'd be Malcolm X.
So you call Malcolm X a sissy?
No, that's not what I said, Miss Camae.
You calling Malcolm X a sissy?
No, I'm not, Camae.
Well, I'm going to tell it on you.
She runs and opens up the door and screams at the top of her lungs into the pouring night sky.
Malcolm! Martin think you a sissy.
Camae, now come on from out that door. You're going to get struck.
You hear that, Malcolm? He calling you a sissy!
The thunder rolls and Camae laughs at the sky, threatening to crackle again. To Malcolm in the sky.
I'd strike him down for that too if I was you.
King grabs her by the waist and slams the door.
Didn't your mama teach you how to be still when it's thundering and lightning?
Didn't I tell you I was hard-headed and ain't mind her one bit?
Well, God don't like to be laughed at.
Why? I laugh at God all the time. God funny as hell. God a funny ass motherfucker.
I don't like the way you talk about God. You might need to leave. You're blaspheming God like that.
I'm just trying to make you laugh. Bring a little laughter to your life. I like making folks laugh, Preacher Kane. God knows you need it.
I don't mind laughing. I like a good joke. Got to nowadays. I just don't like how you talk about God.
Sorry. God don't mind it. God ain't like sedity, folks. God even like the dirty joke.
How you know what God likes?
Because I do. I know God like Malcolm X, and you would have liked him too. He ain't drink, smoke, cuss, or cheat on his wife.
And how are you privy to this information?
Like I said before, Negro talk strike faster than lightning. Did you ever meet him?
Once, but we never got a chance to really,
Oh,
before he got.
killed. That's a shame.
He was only 39. I'm 39.
He in heaven.
Is that right?
You'll see him there. One day.
Camae, you talk a lot of nonsense sometimes.
Nonsense coming out of a pretty woman's mouth ain't nonsense at all.
No, I think that's what you kind of folks say, bullshit.
Ooh, I like it when your feathers get ruffled, get all blunt. Looks cute on you. But you will, in heaven.
So you think he in heaven right now?
Why wouldn't he be?
I don't know. Now he talked a lot of violence. He had a weakness for violent words. Speak by the sword, die by the sword.
Speak by love, die by hate. We all have a weakness, Mr. Kane. And I'm sure you got your own. Just ain't never let nobody know. For what it's worth, I know God like you. The real you.
Do he really?
He likes you.
She.
She told me she likes you. That if you was in heaven, you'd be her husband.
Oh, Camae, is that what God said?
Yep.
So God in love with me.
She ain't in love, she in life. In life with her some Dr. Kane.
I think God ain't told you nothing. I think it's you who want me for your husband.
Well, me and God ain't got the same taste. I don't like no man with no smelly feet.
They do stink, don't they? Don't tell nobody.
Honey, your shoes off. I think the whole world know by now. Who would have thought that Dr. Kane got stanky feet? Oh, and you got holes in your socks too.
You make it easy.
Make what easy?
To make a man forget about it all. About all this.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
What else you here for?
He has begun to take off his tie. He struggles a bit. He's gotten stuck.
Here, let me help you.
They stand face to face, close. Camae slowly untangles him from it. He stares into her face, transfixed. He reaches up to touch her face. She smiles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Boom, boom, crickle, crack. He stumbles back in a daze, faint. He begins to hold his chest.
You all right?
I can't breathe.
Well, I've been known to have that effect on men.
No, I mean, I can't breathe.
Oh my God. Oh God.
I can't breathe.
Oh,
I can't breathe.
did I do something wrong? I did so.
I can't breathe.
Just look into my eyes.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
Michael! 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 Michael, breathe!
I can't. I can't breathe.
I'm gonna get you through this.
Just as soon as it starts, the thunder in King's heart stops, and he sits stunned, staring at Camae. Silence. They breathe together. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In.
You called me Michael.
I did?
Yes, you did. You called me Michael.
Well, you scared me.
How would you know that?
Know what?
To call me that?
Oh, you would.
You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, calm down. I mean, Preacher Kane. I didn't mean to call you out your name.
But that is my name. My childhood name. How do you know my real name and my Christian name?
He slowly backs away from her.
Oh. So you one of them, huh?
I'm so sorry. I never wanted to do this. This is so hard for me to do.
An incognito. A spy.
I was sent to...
What? Tempt me?
Hell, you was the one tempting me. Getting me, all off my job.
I don't want to hear it. Get out.
No.
I said get out, you spook.
I was only doing my job.
I said get out. Coming in here tempting me.
Enraged, King overturns the furniture, searching for bugs he may have glossed over.
Preacher Kane.
What? Y'all think y'all can trap me? Record me with a woman? You're not going to catch me?
Preacher Kane, stop acting so terrible.
Sending texts to my wife, trying to break up my family, trying to break my spirit.
Preacher Kane, calm down.
You think you can break me screaming? Well, you can't break me. You will never break me again.
King grabs Camae by her arm and aggressively pulls her towards the door.
You're hurting me.
How much they paid you, you spook? How much?
Let go, you're hurting me.
Where the hell is Ralph? Ralph! I got a spook!
Wrong. You're wrong.
Where in the hell is Ralph? Hey!
He opens the door. A wall of snow covers the doorway.
Hey!
A huge gust of wind blows in snow that piles at his feet. He lets go of Camae's arm. He stands in awe, looking at the snow.
It's snowing. In April.
It snows sometime in spring here in Memphis.
He looks back at her. He looks back at the snow at his feet. He looks back at her again. Beat. He closes the door, then opens it again. He blinks.
It's still there. The snow, it's still there.
As it should be.
He closes the door again.
No, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm seeing things that ain't there.
Oh, it's there.
No, it's not. Tell me it's not.
He pulls the curtains back from the windows. They too are filled to the brim with snow.
See? It's there.
No, you drugged me. Slipped something in my coffee. Some hippie pills in my coffee. Got me seeing things that ain't there.
I just put some whiskey up in there to relax.
You put some hippie pills in my coffee, made me see snow. Snow? Snow!
He opens the door again and sees the snow is still there. His heart threatens to jump out of his chest.
I can't go anywhere. I can't get out. I can't get out.
Rex, calm down.
He rushes to the phone, picks it up.
Help! Help me! There's no dial tone.
Michael.
Quit calling me that! Quit calling me that!
Camae lunges toward him. He jumps over the bed.
We need you to calm down. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. You might be 39, but you got the heart of a...
I can't go. I can't.
He backs himself against the wall.
Michael?
How do you know so much about me? Who in the hell are you? Who in the hell are you?
Camae blows on the end of a cigarette. It lights up. King stands, stunned. Long ass beat.
Wow.
I know. Angel breath is some hot breath.
You're an angel?
In the flesh.
So where are your wings?
She points to her breasts.
These get me anywhere I need to go.
Wow. An angel?
Yeah. I'm here to take you to the other side.
The other side. So I'm not dead.
No. Not yet.
Whew. Because I was about to get mad if heaven looked like this.
They look around the room that's been torn apart in their tussle.
I am not going to hell, am I?
Oh, no. Heaven is where we head.
Oh, good. Do all angels look as good as you?
Yes.
Heaven must be mighty nice then. I wonder what the woman in hell looked like.
Honey, they finer. Why you think they in hell?
Huh. Camae, you're really an angel?
Sorry I called you Michael. Not too many folks probably know that about you. God said that your Christian name kind of calms you. Ralph called you that too. Calms you down quick, fast. It's a nice name. I mean, it ain't better than Camae though.
I changed it when my daddy did.
When your daddy did. When he was just 5. I done read your file. But I don't know why y'all want to be named after some Martin Luther though. I met him in the cafeteria today and whew, he was kind of weird. Very, very weird.
You're really an angel.
Well, what else I got to do for you to believe me? Cry flowers?
But why God send you?
What do you mean by that?
Why
She
sends you? You're not what I was expecting.
Shit, you wasn't what I was expecting, Preacher Kang.
Well, I'm not perfect.
That you ain't.
Hey, don't judge me, you cussing, fussing, drinking angel.
Well, God know what you like. What?
Hey, that ain't fair now.
The truth ain't gotta be fair. It's the truth.
But why you?
Believe you me, I ain't want this job. First day. Bring over you, the Kang. I ain't want to do it, but God been getting these prayers from a little one named Bunny.
A voice flutters out of Camae's mouth like a butterfly. It softly lands inside the room.
Please, God, don't let my daddy die alone. When I heard it, well, it just broke my heart. I had to come.
Camae actually does start to cry, and flowers bloom at her feet.
You know her nickname. Bernice, my sweet Bernice. My baby girl spoke to you.
Her prayers are powerful. I can tell she's yours. She got a real words. Yeah. Sounding like she gonna be a preacher one day.
Huh.
I don't like
My,
children too much, but she's something.
my bunny. My baby girl, even she knows.
Yeah. I gotta take you to the other side. Look, I know you're afraid.
How you know I'm afraid?
Because you should be.
She points to the door of the motel. Beneath the door burns bright red. The door begins to bulge and wave as fingers begin to push and poke through. King slowly walks toward the door, drawn to the danger, drawn to the bullet.
You talk about fear, Camae. Well, I have felt fear. Felt it in my guts, felt it in my toes, felt it even when I stood in front of my own congregation in my own church. There, beneath that old rugged cross, I quaked and shook with fear. My insides churned, and I fought hard to keep them from leaping out of my mouth. You see, a Negro man is not safe in a pulpit, not even in a pulpit of his own making. Sunday mornings have been the mornings when I am most afraid. Because in this country, a pulpit is a pedestal, and we all know that in America, the tall tree is felled first. Tall trees have more wood to burn, Camae. We are the sacrifice.
You've been knowing I was coming, haven't you?
Yes, oh yes. I have dreamed of you, rather had nightmares. In my darkest hours, I've even prayed for you with eyes wide open. Been so many death threats that some nights I have asked God, please just get it over with. Even tonight at the church.
He softly cups her face in his hand.
Who knew death would be so beautiful? Almost make a man want to die.
You're not afraid of me?
Fear has become my companion, my lover. I know the touch of fear even more than I know the touch of my own wife. Fear, Camae, is my best friend. She is the reason I get up in the morning, 'cause I know if I'm still afraid, then I'm still alive.
Tomorrow when it's time, you're going to have to take my hand.
Tomorrow? But I'm not ready to die. I still got so much work to do.
But God says it's time.
No, it's not my time. I ain't ready. I still have so much work to do.
He points to the papers back at his desk and he goes to sit down. He writes,
Why America is going to hell. A country that sends its boys to bathe little bitty brown babies in the blood of our greed is headed for a crossroads of consciousness.
Did you hear what I said? You ain't going to be able to finish that.
And the consequence, our young are flown back home in star-strangled coffins, unwashable hands as we stand at heaven's gate, wondering why our God will not let us in, and why won't he? She let us in, 'cause America is going to hell, cast down like Lucifer in the pit to burn, baby burn.
I thought I was vertical.
A tsunami rage is toiling across the bottom of our seas, and America, my sweet America, is surrounded by rising water, waiting to drown. Pharaohs will be overthrown when that great wave of change casts them into the roiling waters. But the children of the Nile will rise. They will rise, my brethren. Can I get an amen? I said, can I get an amen?
Amen.
See, that'll make a good sermon, won't it?
Yeah. I sit in the pew for a few, maybe even for that one.
So you agree with me? Well, I got to finish my sermon, and I need to be alone to finish my sermon, so you're gonna have to fly on away.
He continues scribbling with his pen, fast and furiously.
Exactly 1 year ago, I stood at that pulpit in Riverdale's Riverside Church, and I shouted that this war would be our own violent undoing. Freedom suicide. Well, I'll tell you, there weren't too many amens that Sunday. But who is a man who does not speak his heart's conscience? He is not a man, but I am a man. If only they could see that love is the most radical weapon there is. But they won't listen. Instead, they have called me every name in the book but a child of God, even my own men. You splitting the movement, Martin. You splitting the movement. You can't focus on war and poverty and Negroes.
Well, ain't you just a civil rights leader? You can't be talking about war, then this and then that.
And why the hell not?
Who do you think you is? President? Preacher Kane, you can't call all the shots all the time.
Just for a little bit more time. Just a little bit more.
He goes back to his speech, writing, cutting, editing.
America, America.
Preacher Kane.
My country, 'tis of thee.
You're making my job harder.
My country, who doles out constant misery.
Harder than it already is.
War abroad, then war in your streets. Arrogant America.
This is hard on me.
Hard on you? What about being it hard on me? On my family? On Corey? On the movement? Has God thought about that?
God ain't the one you need to be mad at while you up there yelling. God ain't the one you need to be blaming.
Then who needs to be blamed?
It ain't who needs to be blamed, Preacher Kane. It's what. It ain't who, it's what. Preacher Kane. Evil is not under God's jurisdiction. Good is.
Well, can't you stop it? Catch whatever's coming.
That ain't my job. God said I gotta get you ready. I'm going home.
But we still got work to do. I got more sermons in me, more goals, more plans.
He gets down on bended knee.
Camae, I want to do another march on Washington. Bigger, better, bolder.
Another dream of yours?
But I want to make this one a reality. The plan, it's all in the works. It's called the Poor People's Campaign.
Poor People's Campaign? What that is? I bet it's not going to be another march. You and your marches.
Listen to me. Please, Camae, listen.
She sits down on the bed and starts eating popcorn out of her maid's uniform.
I'm listening. Go.
We've been organizing this campaign all year. Imagine, Camae. On the Washington Mall, not thousands, but millions.
Millions of Negroes on the Washington Mall?
No, not just Negroes. White folk, Chinese folk, Mexican folk, Indian folk, all banding together to shame this country. All kinds of poor folks pulling their mule wagons across the Washington Mall. A rainbow of people chanting, "Stop the war on Vietnam, start the war on poverty."
Well, how about make love, not poverty?
Hey, I like that one too. They can call me Camae King all they want. I don't care. I refuse to allow poor people to be cast aside along this Jericho road. That's why we had to come here, not to walk, but to march peacefully. Memphis is just a dress rehearsal for the big one. Memphis is just the beginning.
Your men will carry it on.
But I'm the leader of this movement, the head of the body.
Well, the body will just have to grow another head. Because Memphis is the end of the road for you.
End of the road? But can't you ask God?
Honey, I can't do no kind of special favors for you.
Just till next month, till I see this plan through, just till April 29th.
And what if she lets you? You just gonna keep on saying, one more day, one more month, one more this, one more that.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will. I know you, Preacher King.
But I have so much work to do.
But what about your men's? Can't they see it through?
They don't dream the same dreams I do, Camae. They think I'm crazy to dream this big, and maybe I am a little crazy. But how can we fight the war in Vietnam but not the wars against the Negroes in our streets? How can we try to put a man on the moon but not feed starving children in Mississippi? There's just so much I gotta do, so much I haven't yet accomplished, so much I gotta finish what I started.
It ain't all about you. You. Gosh, you men are so selfish. They always think it's about them. Them. Well, let me tell you something, Preacher King. Let me tell you, like most men, you ain't gonna be able to finish what you started, King.
My house has been bombed. I have been pelted with rocks, my arms twisted behind my back, my face shoved into a ground of gravel. I have been kicked at, spit at, pummeled, abused, looked at with the deepest scorn. I have been stabbed in my chest, and I have walked away alive. If I would have sneezed, I would have died.
Well, I'm glad you ain't have no cold that day.
Look at the life I have lived. You tell me I ain't got favor with God after all that? Tell me I ain't jumped over every hurdle in this race.
Well, sometimes you can clear the hurdles and sometimes you ain't. Remember Albany? You done brought us far, but you a man. You just a man, baby. You're not God. Some folks say you got mighty close. You know, sometimes you fell.
Like when that boy got shot. Larry Payne.
Well, that wasn't your fault. Police killed that boy, not you.
So this motel will become my tomb. But I have survived so much.
Honey, I know all about your trials and tribulations. I read your blessings file. Bigger than your FBI file, and that's bigger than the Bible. I know it might be hard for you to leave this life, family, and all your plans, but you're going to have to pass off the baton, little man. You in a relay race, albeit the fastest runner we have ever seen, but you're about to burn out, superstar. You're going to need to pass off that baton.
I know I've dropped this baton so many times over this race, but I promise I ain't going to do it again. Tell her.
Tell her?
Yes. Tell her I promise I won't ever drop this baton again. Tell her she needs to let me stay. Ask her. For me.
You ain't supposed to question God. That's the rule. You know that.
There ain't no rules for an angel like you.
Shit. God got rules. I had to read the whole Bible today.
Please, Camae.
Dr. King.
Please!
Well, What you gonna give me?
A kiss from a king?
I don't want no kiss from you. Cause you ain't brushed your teeth.
Please, Camae.
King goes down on bended knee. He plucks one of the flowers from the carpet and hands it to her in submission.
Oh.
Camae snatches it from him. She walks over to the rotary phone on the nightstand beside the bed. She dials a really long phone number.
You lucky I remember this. This is just my first day.
She waits, and waits, and waits. Finally, someone on the other end picks up. King sits beside Camae and tries to listen in on the conversation.
Hey, St. Augustine. What's up? Yeah, can I speak to God? What's she doing? Oh, okay. Oh, there are some forest fires. Yeah. Okay. So she had to go back and make some rain? Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. So when's she gonna be back? Well, can you call her cell phone? Because this man is really getting on my nerves. I'm trying to get him on the program. Yeah, I know. That's what I tried to tell him. You know, martyrs. Okay. Sure can. He's trying to get her on the cell phone.
The cell?
Oh, it's like a phone that ain't got no cord.
A phone with no cord?
Sort of, like when you're talking to God, you don't need no real cord. She just, sort of answers. Hello? Hello there? Yeah. Hey, God. Hey, it's me. Camae. Uh-huh. How's it going? Oh, it's going pretty good. Yeah. I'm halfway through my shift, taking a break. But, well, there's a bit of a problem. Well, he said he ain't ready. I know, that's what I told him. I know.
Let me talk to her.
No!
I want to talk to your supervisor.
Shh. Trying to butter her up first.
Butter her up? Let me talk to her.
He tries to snatch the phone from Camae.
Hold on a goddamn minute, Preacher King. Yes, but he's stubborn. And quite convincing. He sure do got away with words. I know. You told me. You want to talk to him? Well, oh, good. Because he want to talk to you.
Camae hands the phone over to him. King snatches it, clears his throat, puts the phone to his ear.
God, it's Dr. Martin Luther King Oh, yes. Michael to you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Is she
Black. And proud.
God, ma'am, you don't sound like I thought you'd sound. No, pardon me if that offends you. I like how you sound. It's kind of like my grandmama. Well, it is a compliment. I loved her dearly. I love you more, though. Camae told me that you might be busy tonight, so... Oh, you have time for me. For one of your favorites. God, are you all right? You sound hoarse. Oh, you tired? Well, it must be tiring to be everywhere at the same time. Well, God, I don't mean to trouble you, ma'am, but I wanted to ask you something. You see, I have always listened to you, honored your word, and lived by your word, for the most part. God, please don't strike me down for asking this, but I want to live. I have plans. Lots of plans in my head and in my heart, and my people need me. They need me. And I need to see them to the promised land. I know that's not what I said earlier tonight. I know, but I wasn't lying exactly. I just didn't know she was coming so soon. I meant every word I said tonight when I spoke to those people. Dead honest. No pun intended. God, I want to see my people there. The tide is turning. War is becoming the order of the day, and I must convince them to be vigilant. We've come too far to turn back now. God, listen to me. Who else is better fit for this job? I mean, who will take my place? Jesse? I just thought Ralph would make a better. No. I have not turned in vain. On the contrary, I am but a servant to you, God, ma'am. Yes, I've been a servant for you all my life. At one point in time, I might not have been up for the challenge, but I knew this was all on par for the course, and I did your will. I honored your will, God, ma'am. Let me not die a man who doesn't get to hug his children one last time. Let me not die a man who never gets to make love to his wife one last time. Let me not be a man who dies afraid and alone. Then why'd you pick me, huh? No disrespect, no, but if you didn't know what I could do, what my talents were, then you got some nerve. Dragging me here to this moldy motel room in Memphis to die, huh? Of all places. Well, I am angry. There have been many a nights when I have held my tongue when it came to you, but not tonight, not tonight. I have continuously put my life on the line. Gave it all up for you and your word. You told me that I'd be safe. Safe in your arms. You're protecting me all this time. Glued a pair of wings to my back. And now that I've flown too close to the sun, I'm falling into the ocean of death. God, how dare you take me now? Now? I beg you, I plead you, God. Ma'am? God? Ma'am?
What'd she say?
I think she hung up on me.
Well, it could have been a drop call.
A dropped call? How does one drop a call? This angel talk you speak.
You act like I'm speaking in tongues.
Well, you speak of things I know nothing about.
Yes, I speak of the future.
The future?
Oh, you done got me in trouble. God gonna tan my hide from brown to barbecue.
How did I get you in trouble?
Look, I can't just call her for you. You gonna make me lose my wings.
Good, you need to lose them. Maybe you'll stop luring men to their deaths. I can't believe she hung up on me.
I would have hung up on you too, yelling like that.
God hung up on me. She forsook her servant.
Oh, she didn't forsake you neither. She just ain't want to hear your shit. She got the right. She is God, you know.
And I am Dr. King, you know.
Don't mark me, man.
You know.
I do not sound like that.
At least you don't say, you dig. Like a Black Panther Party angel. That's how you sound if you said it too. You dig?
Oh.
She picks up a pillow lying on the bed and pelts him with it.
Camae, God gonna get you. beating up one of her favorites like this.
I can't believe she sent me to come get you with your crazy ass.
She pelts him with a pillow again and again. King picks up a pillow to protect himself. She misses him this time.
You think you're so funny, preacher man.
That's right, hit me. Hit me if you think you bad.
He is quick and surprisingly good at pillow fighting. He clobbers her over the head with the pillow.
Ow!
That's what you get for battling the king of pillow fighting.
He pummels her again with the pillow. She flies across the bed.
You can't hit angels with pillows.
But where is that rule?
In the Bible.
Where?
Ezekiel, fool.
She clobbers him one good time. He falls onto the bed. Her pillow bursts and feathers flutter out, spilling across the room. He hits her back, and his pillow bursts. More feathers fly everywhere, like the rain was before and the snow was before. There's a feather blizzard inside room 306 at the Lorraine Motel, and King and his death angel roll in the feather storm of their own making. Their pillows, now devoid of fluff, are tossed to the wayside, and then King takes Camae and starts tickling her.
Oh, stop it!
I bet you're ticklers.
Don't tickle me.
Why?
Because I'm going to pee on you.
Angels don't pee.
Try me. That's in the Bible, too.
No, it's not.
Watch out. My piss going to burn you.
I don't believe you.
You better.
He
I'm
tickles
peeing.
her.
Stop. I'm peeing.
He finally somehow pins Camae onto her back. He is on top of her. They stop, gazing into each other's eyes, out of breath, a bit sweaty.
I never thought death would be so beautiful.
Sometimes. Tonight's a good night. I remember my road.
Camae,
Yes, Preacher King.
hold me.
King's eyes well with tears, and this strong grown man dissolves into the child no one ever saw. He slides down on top of her, crying his heart out, sobbing, and Camae holds him and rubs his back as if he were a child.
There. You let it all out. Give it all to me. I will take it all. Come on, give it all to me.
I've been praying that it would stop.
Here, come on.
That it would all go away. I never wanted to do this. I just wanted to be a minister in my small church.
But when your maker calls you, you must heed the call.
I just wanted to be a minister. That was enough.
But I have bigger plans for you.
Why me?
Why not you?
'Cause I'm just a man. I now know. I know. And it's time for me to come home. Help me. Help me get my things together.
King rises and heads to a suitcase. He begins to pack it.
You won't be needing that. You won't be needing that at all. Haven't got all you need.
King looks around the room.
Well, I need to leave my men some instructions, some notes.
They can do it on their own.
But I need to tell them what to do when I'm gone.
They'll know what to do. You taught them well.
Well, my wife. I need to call my wife.
King runs to the phone and dials. He sings into it again.
Corey, pick up. Corey, pick up. Corey, pick up.
She doesn't pick up. Silence. He finally hangs up the phone.
I always bought her flowers when I went away. Always with my mind that they would last long enough till I made it home. Sometimes they would. Most of the times they didn't. I could never make amends, so I bought her flowers that would stand in for those passing pockets of time, just as I existed for her. I picked a beautiful flower called absence, and it bloomed like dandelions. A weed she could never rid her garden of. Last week when I was home, I walked past this shop and I saw the most perfect flowers, radiant red carnations. I went into the store and you know what I found out, Camae? They weren't real. My eyes had fooled me. But I bought those flowers and they arrived yesterday morning just before I left to board the plane to Memphis. She came to me with a twinkle in her eyes and said, "Why, Martin, you never give me those old artificial things." I smiled. Today is different. Today.
You knew she needed a flower that could last forever.
If only I could tell them how sorry I am. If only I could have been there with them. I missed birthdays. I missed holidays.
You had to do. We needed you. The world needed you.
Many a times I wanted to quit, to give up the ghost.
But you didn't. You prevailed.
I don't know for what. I sacrificed my marriage, my family, my health. For what?
Powerful is the man that gets more done, dead than alive.
I don't want to be a martyr.
But the suit fits you well.
I am a man. I am just a man.
Well, tomorrow, you'll be a man that's made a martyr. No, better yet.
Don't call me that. I'm a sinner. I'm not a saint. I'm not deserving that title.
You think I am?
You must. God must have been impressed with how you've lived your life.
No, she wasn't.
But I thought Angels was perfect.
You perfect?
No.
Then why should I be? Honey, I've robbed, I've lied, I've cheated, I've failed, I've cursed. But what I'm ashamed of the most is I've hated. Hated myself, sacrificed my flesh so that others might feel whole again. I thought it was my duty. All that I had to offer this world. What else was a poor black woman, the mule of the world, here for? Last night in the back of an alley, I breathed my last breath. A man clasped his hands like a necklace around my throat. I stared into his big blue eyes as my breath got ragged and raw, and I saw the hell this old world had put me through. The time he saw his father hang a man, the time he saw his mother raped. I felt so sorry for him. I saw what the world had done to him. And still, couldn't forgive. I hated him for stealing my breath. When I passed on to the other side, God, oof, she is more gorgeous than me. She's the color of midnight, and her eyes are brighter than the stars. Her hair, well, just wait till you see her hair. God stood there before me with this look on her face. I just knew that she was so disappointed in me. I was just crying and weeping at her feet, begging her not to throw me down, and all that sinning, all that grime on my soul, all that hatred in my heart. But then I looked up and I saw that she was smiling at me. She opened her mouth and silence came out. But I heard her. I heard her loud and clear. I got a special task for you. And if you complete it, all your sins will be washed away. I opened my file and I saw my task was you. What could little old me give to big old you? I thought you was gonna be perfect. Well, you ain't, but then you are. You have the biggest heart I'd have never known. You have the strength of those who could never love you back. If I had just a small fraction of the love that you have for this world, then maybe, just maybe, I could become half the angel that you are.
Will I die at the hands of a white man too?
Yeah. Sneak by love, die by hate.
Where will it be?
On the balcony. That's right there.
They look to the room's door.
How?
Surrounded by those who love you.
Will you be there to clean up the mess?
It would be an honor, preach the king.
Will there be others after me to carry the baton?
Many. Many will carry it on, but there'll never be another you. You're a once in a lifetime affair.
Is the future as beautiful as you?
Yes. And it's as ugly as me too.
I want to see it.
I don't know if you can handle it. It might break your heart.
My heart is already weary, Camae. I want to see it before I die.
But I thought you'd already seen the promised land.
In my dreams. But I want to see it with my eyes. My own eyes. If I really see it, I will die a happy man tomorrow. I will go willingly into your arms, Camae. If you just let me see these dreams I'll never see.
A trembling king reaches out to Camae. She doesn't take his hand.
I'll let you see. But when you're called back, you'll have to come.
What time?
Tomorrow.
What time shall I meet you?
6:01 p.m.
Is it gonna hurt?
You won't feel the hurt, but the world will.
You promise?
I promise. You ready?
King nods, gulping back tears.
All right. Let's take you to the mountaintop.
Camae walks up to him and kisses him. He becomes woozy in her arms. She stares at him. Lightning flickers as images from that fateful day, April 4th, 1968, begin to seep through the hotel walls.
The Prince of Peace, shot. His blood stains the concrete outside of Rio 6. A worker wipes away the blood, but not before Jesus baptizes his hand on the balcony.
More and more images of the American experience consume the walls as the world begins to disintegrate right before their very eyes.
The baton passes on. Memphis burning, DC burning, cities burning, Vietnam burning, coffins coming home. Another Kennedy killed. The baton passes on. Bayard Rustin, Stonewall Riots, Andrew Young, Julia Bond, Bob Marley, Redemption Songs, Angela Davis, Assata Shakur, Afro Picks, Black Racists, Olympics. The baton passes on.
The images have picked up in speed and the world continues to float away. It's almost as if King is surrounded by the images, walking through the future that he will never inhabit.
White children, black children, Crayola-colored children, together in a cafeteria. Roots, Jefferson, Sidney Poitier, Superfly, Isaac Hayes, James Bond. I'm black and I'm proud. Jesse for president. I am somebody.
Camae begins to float away into another world, another dimension, her voice becoming an echo as the future continues to consume the stage.
Crips, Bloods, blue, red, white, crack, smack, Marion Barry, tracks, AIDS. Reagan wins again. Berlin Walls, apartheid falls. Robben Island sets Mandela free. Rodney King screams, can't we all just get along? The baton passes on. No peace in the Middle East. Ruby D, you sure is ugly. Spike Lee, Rwanda bleeds. Bill Clinton, nigga please. Skinheads, The Cosby Show, Baby Mamas, Soul Train, Montel, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Run DMC, BET, MTV, Walk This Way. The baton passes on and on till the break of dawn. For the American song, We Shall Overcome. A white Bronco flees into the night. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. James Byrd, Columbine, Ron Brown, Colin Powell, Clarence Thomas, Tupac. Oprah, Biggie, Crack Corners from Crenshaw to MLK Boulevard. Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, George Bush, Condi Rice, The Towers Sigh. The world turns gray. September 11, one bright morning day. Katrina. America is apple pie. Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was drowned. The Superdome, drive-by, McDonald's, diabetes, Iraq, NBA, high-paid slaves. The children of the Nile rise. A nuclear 8 Mile, black picket fences, and Jenna 6, American flags and black presidents. The baton passes on, the baton passes on, the baton passes on, the baton passes on.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of America continue to proceed like a fluid mental freeway into the very edge of now and perhaps beyond. It's like a river with no levee, and the images flood our senses, our minds, and our hearts. The sound and the fury of it all rises to a frenetic peak until boom, crickle, crickle, crack. A flash of lightning illuminates the stage, and suddenly King stands in that deep dark blue of the blackness, walking amongst a pulpit placed in the stars. He is looking over our heads, past us, through us, floating above us in the silence.
What is the vision I see before me? Could this be my wildest dream? There it is. There it is. A land where hunger is no more. A land where war is no more. A land where richness is no more. Poverty is no more. Color is no more. Destruction is no more, only love. Fierce, radical love. The promised land here on earth. I accept. I will never walk through that blessed garden over yonder, that lush land just on the far side of the moon. It is so. Well, nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it would happen in an instant. Everybody said we'd never get there, but then again, nobody thought we'd make it this far. Can I get an amen? I said, can I get an amen? You have wandered the desert, the flaming sands burning your feet. But you were standing at the edge of Canaan on a mountaintop made of dreams of men and women who have paid the ultimate price with their lives. Children of the Nile, you must rise, as you can no longer walk weary through this world with willowed backs. Your time is now, I tell you now. The baton may have been dropped, but anyone can pick it back up. I don't know where in the race we are, but pick up that baton and pass it along. This baton is no longer the burden my image can bear. For you are the climbers, the new carriers of the cross. I beg you, implore you, don't give in and toss it off. On this here mountaintop, there is beauty to behold. The promised land of your promised land in black, red, white, blue, brown, and gold. Canaan is calling. She is calling for you to come. The promised land is so close and yet so far away. So close and yet so far away. So close and yet so...
In a small pinpoint of light, Camae's hand comes from behind King, settling on his trembling shoulder.
It's time.
Blackout. End of play. That was fantastic. You guys were awesome.
Amazing. I can't.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So great.
Thank you.
Do you have any, do you have just a second to talk about, I know y'all are both hot. I'm the only one who hasn't really been doing anything. I'm like, hey, let's keep talking. Let's keep the party going. I wanted to show you off because you're so amazing. I knew that you were amazing before, that's why you're doing this. But I just wanted to kind of get your background and also let everybody know that you didn't see this play before, and this is basically a cold read from the two of you. That's one thing that's amazing to me.
This daunting task.
Right.
In the play, do y'all understand what's happening here? They never saw this. They just like, I just asked them a couple days ago. So and then Jonathan, your voice is such a magnificent voice to bring this to life, and it's just a dream cast. Thank you for doing this. I feel so honored that you said yes. So tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell them about you, and then I'll let you go, because I know you're hot.
Nicole, please, Nicole.
Hey guys, my name is Nicole Roberts. A lot of you know me as Nikki Star. I'm a actress and writer. I am currently, looking for work in this industry. Lord, pray for us all. Who knows what tomorrow holds? But yeah, that's what I do. I'm an entertainer. And if you want, I also do like cooking stuff on YouTube at Nikki Star TV.
Yes, it is amazing.
Dr. Kang.
Dr. Kang. Hi guys, I am Jason Kelley. I'm an actor, voiceover actor, a writer, sometimes producer. From the DC area, been out here for 16, 17 years, I think, somewhere in there. I don't even keep track anymore. But I keep busy. Actually, this is my VO booth. I keep very, very busy in here. Currently recording the lead on a new video game called Deathloop that's dropping on PS5 later this year. Really exciting. I've seen the footage. I'm going back in on Friday to do some more work. It's amazing. And you know, done a lot of stage in town. Was very blessed and very fortunate to be cast in the original world premiere production of One Night in Miami here in LA, originating two roles. That was written by Kent Powers. That is now has been directed by Regina King and just got picked up by Amazon Studios. It's going to Venice International Film Festival and I think one other, but super excited about, you know, my friends that are succeeding in the industry as well. And I'm kind of in a space where I'm doing some pitching around town as well to open up the bandwidth and have more opportunities to create and tell stories.
So
I just want to say, if you have a chance, watch the trailer for Deathloop on YouTube or wherever you can. Of all the games that they played the trailers for at like E3, you know, when they all dumped, I was like, most of these. That Deathloop trailer, I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is the only game I'm excited for. And that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really excited. It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's probably the most work I've ever done, really, as an actor. It's been amazing. It's about 120 to 150 pages a copy. It's pretty intense. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
that's great.
All right, you guys can find me all at jasonkelley.jk on social medias. Kelley with the EY.
Want to say? Can you say it again, just in case I cut you off?
I will change my name on the screen, so y'all.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right.
There you go. So, like I said, okay, wait, Jonathan, you too. Now you. You're muted.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I was a theater guy from Tampa for a long time, and then I worked on a show called *Halt and Catch Fire* for 2 seasons, and then I came out here and I fell in with the comedy crowd over at the Pack Theater, and and then last year a one-man show that I wrote called *Mr. Yuniyoshi*, where I played Mickey Rooney in *Breakfast at Tiffany's*. Won the award for best solo show.
Wow.
And that's so
That's awesome, man.
That is so great.
So that's all about me.
I'm blown away by all of you. I mean, all of you, because the original idea was that I was going to read stage directions. Y'all don't want that to happen. This was so good, and I just got to enjoy it and see it, and that's it. And I wanted to ask you how it felt to read the play and what you felt coming through, because it's basically a cold read. You haven't seen it. What did it feel like for you to go through that process, reading it?
I read it first, actually, just today, about 2 hours before we started. I finished it, and was shook to my core because I keep gravitating towards, or these type of imagined fictions about real people keep gravitating towards me, and to explore icons in a fresh new way that isn't as reverent but more human to who they could have been or who they probably really were behind closed doors, because we all know, living in this town, everything that you see that's shiny ain't on the other side. And I've never in my life had a chance to play Dr. King. He's ironically one of my fraternity brothers. I've read some of his speeches in college, but whenever you embody an icon like this, something takes over. And at first I was like, all right, let me affect his voice, but really just get an essence of who he is, because I don't want to try and mimic. But then he takes over if you're willing to get out of the way. And you start feeling this profound weight that he carried. And he was only 39.
Right.
These people were so young, fighting the fight that's happening right now. And you look out in the streets and you go, oh, it's the same age group of people fighting this battle in this same way, and the same voices coming to the surface. And it's really humbling to know that these individuals fought for us at a time when none of us were alive.
Yeah.
And I'm Generation X, and I was the first generation of Black people born in this country with all their rights intact.
Mm.
And when I read these words and think about who this person was and the impact they had on my life, I'm floored and honored always to not even step in their shoes, to just kind of take their shoe and size it up on mine and see if it's going to fit.
Yes.
And my foot never fits, but
You did. For me, when you have someone like Dr. King, Dr. Kang,
Dr. Kang!
Dr. Kang, you could get into a caricature of him. It's like you could either get to that place where it's, so off character, or it's a caricature because we have so many visual images or so many things in social media and in everything that shows us what he is supposed to be.
mm-hmm.
It's a journey, kind of the journey into ourselves, where we know how we present to other people, but also what are we supposed to be to who's our true self. So that the way that you portrayed him, it showed a different perspective, and I appreciated that. It was really good because it wasn't a caricature. It was very honest, and it was a very pure reading. So
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
thank you. What did you feel, Nikki, about Camae?
I thought it was a very complex character. And sorry, I just saw the note about the mic.
Oh, that's okay. I thought you might not see it, but it came off. It was great. It was great.
Great.
So,
I actually did read this right before all got on Zoom. I actually had to stop right before I got to the part where Camae revealed who she actually was. And it wasn't like for time or anything. It was because I don't know, for some reason, well, I know what reason, but I just thought of John Lewis, and I just got really emotional. And I was like, this is going to be a mess if y'all start this Zoom and I am just so I stopped and I centered myself because I became very emotional because for me, I personally wanted him to have a better ending, and just this beautiful play just brought up so much. And I was just thinking about that this young man was around during this time, and this is what our ancestors were living in, and it's just sad that we've kind of come to this point in our nation again.
yeah.
So it's sad to say, this was very raw and very honest for today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can take everything that happened in this play and put it today.
Right.
And it just still
Everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It still fits, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, even with the passing of John Lewis, so it's really interesting that you say that he needed to have a better ending, because that's the same way we feel about Dr. King in this play. Like, he even felt, I mean, in the play, he was projecting that, no, this isn't how it's supposed to end. And the abrupt ending of him is what also empowered his voice.
Yeah.
From her perspective, it's like that abrupt ending, and that it wasn't supposed to end like this, is what gave the power to his voice for the future.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is very.
It's super potent.
Yeah.
It's just really potent. And, then it was a time of martyrs. People get socially, publicly martyred now. They don't lose their lives, but they lose their credibility or their careers or whatever it is that's most valuable to them today. I don't know that we have the leaders today. We have leaders. I don't know we have the singular voices that we did.
Yeah.
A part of me is missing that, and a part of me is wanting that, because without the head, or without multiple heads, the movement can get scattered.
Yeah.
And you got to be really clear about what you want and what and in my opinion, we need to stop asking for what we want, and we need to start, like he said, creating what we want. We have to get back, not, yeah, we have to get back to taking care of our own neighborhoods, educating our own children, having our own businesses, having our own system within the system,
Exactly.
and financially getting off of the back and from underneath the foot of a system that does not ultimately want to give us what we're asking for.
Absolutely.
So that being said, we just simply need to retool our energy, in my opinion, to us and build our own infrastructure and rebuild our communities.
Yeah.
You know, those of us that are of like mind, let's go back in and be the ones gentrifying our neighborhoods, making them better, living in our neighborhoods, and putting our money back into these buildings and these homes that are being bought at pennies on the dollar. Like we have to make that commitment. Or we won't have any. We'll be 30 years from now, we'll be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. And I think that we sometimes feel like we can't ask for that. Like we feel like we're not, like, oh, we should be happy in the place that we are, not, we pull back too much. And I think last night I was just going over the three-fifths compromise, and how we as Black people were not considered one full person. We weren't considered one full person. So coming from there to where we're demanding not only to be seen, but to be, not only to exist or coexist, but to be acknowledged and recognized too, is a hard fight and a hard battle, especially since we've been told, okay, it's better now.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to tell ourselves it's not better now. This is
Right.
why I love doing this kind of stuff. I love these plays because the people, you too, all three of you should have your own shows right now because you're so amazing.
Amen.
I mean, why?
God is.
Come on now.
Oh, okay.
And I want that show to be called.
Yes, it's just called cold readings. And everybody, I mean, okay, Jonathan, what do you think? I know that you have been someone who knows a lot about this play. You have a connection to it. How did you feel about the reading, and how is this different than the other times that you've seen it or experienced it?
Oh, I mean, it's coming from theater, like I mentioned earlier, I think, but I just love how alive the material is, because it kind of transforms based on like who's performing it. And like I kept thinking about that word transformational, like about the script, but also about like the performances of kind of first of all, I think the script is able to transform something very ugly and turn it into something kind of beautiful, which I think is like the first kind of trick where you're kind of like, you forget that you're like, oh, this was a man who preached love who died by hate. And like what she creates is this kind of what we want, what we wish, kind of what would have happened, or like how you imagine that it could have happened in a more magical world than this one. And then not only that, but the ways in which the actors transform the roles as much as the roles transform the actors, if that makes sense. Like, I felt both. I mean, Jason, you have an amazing voice, and you have a very strong, assured, powerful, like, energy, but like you weren't afraid to kind of be vulnerable too, which I think, as Mirage said, the trap of playing someone iconic would be too easy to stand outside of it and be like, he's not really scared. He's like, because he has to be. You're performing someone who's usually performative, who's taking the mask off for a second. So you have that weird thing of having to be extra vulnerable, if that makes sense. Like, because it's a dude who's you don't ever get to see in these private moments. And I thought that you did a very good job of like balancing those, and also like I could just listen to you talk. I'm just like, I could just listen to him talk for like ever. And
Thank
then,
you.
uh, and then like with Camae, I love Nikki how you're very funny. Like first of all, like you're very funny, and like even some of the lines where like I was kind of like, oh, that's like it's a new way to hear the lines. Where I was kind of like, oh, that's absolutely a joke. Where
Right.
like there's a way you can make that a joke, but at the same time, I guess it's kind of like, and I feel like maybe it's just something that um, Black Americans like grow up with, but there's like this very hyper awareness of kind of like what we're joking about isn't really funny, but like we're joking about it because the other alternative is either to get angry or to get really upset. And so like you were able to make some of these lines both a joke but also a statement on the sad kind of reality, which I was like, I don't know, like there were a few of the your lines as Camae where I was just kind of like, oh, like I can hear the structure, like how it's like she's saying it as like a joke, she's hitting the thing, but at the same time, like with your face and like with everything else, it was kind of like, what else am I gonna do? Like kind of, which I was like, that's a beautiful way to play it, which I think is was really engaging to watch, and
Yeah.
also like very you like a very exuberant like presence. I was just kind of like, oh, this is like so joyful, and like to have, I don't know. I also loved the chemistry
Yeah.
because like the when you two played off each other, because there were also moments where like you'd get kind of more stern or serious, where it's kind of like, I'm not joking now, which I was kind of like, oh, and she can like turn that on too, which I was kind of like, so it's nice getting to see you guys like play, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is very fun. So
Yeah.
I loved watching it, and I thank you so much for uh, letting me be a part, but just to I did to introduce me to these actors. They're both amazing. I'm
You.
so happy.
Thanks, dude. It was
Perform together. Have you two performed together?
who?
You
Us?
Me
and
and
yeah.
Oh,
No?
it's
We're all
great.
strangers. We are. I think Mirage is the only like link, and
Link?
now
Yeah.
I'm,
yeah,
I'm the link.
lovely.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and so
I'm
this is
honored.
lovely to have
Wow. This is
met
my
you.
yeah.
first time meeting some stuff. This is great because the way the chemistry that we have over Zoom, are you, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Because over Zoom, how did this happen? I'm amazing to put all you together. I'm, I'm
You did it.
That is so
no,
charming.
I
Very
appreciate it so much.
charmed.
And I'm gonna let you go because I know we're over 2 hours right now, and I just really, really wanted to say thank you for this. This was a lot for me, you know, and I also want to show off the people that I love in my life and that I know are just fire. I'm like, people need to see this fire. How do you not? And the three of you together was just magical. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. And
We should.
let's
Yeah.
We
keep
should.
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
what we gotta do.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
down.
here.
All I got to say pandemic time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We're all from the comedy world. All of
Yeah.
us are from the
All of
comedy
us.
world. So I mean, this is, y'all don't even know. If you don't know, you know now, but you still don't know. Is what I'm trying to say. It's this is beautiful and brilliant, and I thank you so much for doing this and for experiencing this with me. Oh, I love it.
A lot of fun.
Anything else you
Thank you
want to
for
say?
having me.
Anything? Just really pump yourself up on social media. I'm about to post this everywhere, y'all. Pump,
Yeah.
pump yourself up.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'm always down for this. We can, if we get like a week ahead of time, we can do some real strong promotion to get folks to see it. 'Cause, you know, but I mean, to be able to put this together with no rehearsals.
Hey, come on.
No, they just met. They just met. They just met. They met.
Right?
God.
Just really good chemistry. It's fun to play off of everybody. You know, one thing I've always said, it's easy to act when the writing is good. When the writing is really good, if you know your instrument and you know how to just cut loose and open up, the music, the material will play you, and you don't have to do any work. And it's really great to chew on some words and allow them to tell the story through you. It's a wonderful blessing. It's always a blessing to do what it is we do.
Yes. And
Thanks for having us.
Your voice.
Yeah, thank you.
Your voice. Your voice. Your voice.
Thank you.
So what is your social media handle again so that we can?
I am on all things social media. I am Jason Kelley with the EY .jk.
Okay. Nikki.
Oh, and I'm basically Nikki Star on everything. I think I'm Miss Nikki. Yeah, I'm Miss Nikki Star on Twitter, Nikki Nicole Star on Instagram, and right here on Facebook is Nikki Star. Yes. Yeah.
Love it. We'll be following you.
Yeah, and mine's just J.Elijah Show. I changed mine.
J.Elijah Show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Love, love, love. I hope we celebrate Thanksgiving together.
Oh.
2021. Wear your mask.
I know, right? Put your mask on.
Put it on now. Just
right?
Practice.
It's not that hard. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Just listen to your insides. It tells you.
That part.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Good night.